Hi children, welcome to our class. Welcome to our class. Last class we have seen dust is present there in the atmosphere, and we have seen how do the organisms living in water, they have, from where do they get air for breathing, and the organisms living in soil, from where do they get oxygen for breathing. Okay. Now we can say that, today we can see that the interdependence of plants and animals. We have already seen that plants during photosynthesis time, what they will do, they will take carbon dioxide and they will give out oxygen while preparing the food. That process is known as photosynthesis. During that process they will take carbon dioxide in and they will give out oxygen. And we know that all the living organisms, including the plants and animals, they require oxygen for breathing. While breathing, they will give out carbon dioxide and they take in oxygen. So, all the living organisms, while breathing, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide will be utilized for the plants for their photosynthesis process. Okay, so animals cannot live without plants. So, without oxygen they cannot survive and while plants during the photosynthesis they give out oxygen. So, plants are the backbones of the animals, right. So, without plants animals cannot live there. So, mutually they are helping each other for their existence. So, there is interdependence between the plants and animals, and that helps to maintain life on earth. Okay. Now, we can see, are there any other uses of air? Do you know any other uses of air? Yes, air has many uses. And now, I am asking you a question. Have you heard about weathercock? That is a small arrow arrow stand there, and above that arrow a cock will be there. Okay, and that weathercock actually shows the direction of wind. Weathercock shows the direction of wind. Direction of wind. Okay. Weathercock shows the direction of wind. So, now my question is, are there any other uses of wind or air there? Yes. Have you heard about this windmill? Yes, we can see in some of the movies we might have seen that a giant wheel rotating with the help of wind, right? That is actually windmill. The rotation of this windmill produces energy, electrical energy, and we can produce electricity by rotating the windmill. And this windmill rotation also we can use for making that for crushing the flour, that wheat and all, or running the flour mills, we can use this energy from the windmill. So, for rotating windmill, air is required. So, windmills are used for making the flour, in the case of this flour, to run the flour mill and all, we can use this windmill energy from the windmill, and also for the production of energy, electricity also we can use this windmill. So, uses of air we can see, uses of air. One by one we can write. The first one is to rotate windmill. To rotate windmill. For what purpose we are rotating windmill? Yes, windmills we can use it for generating electricity. Generating electricity. For the generation of electricity we are using windmill, and windmill is also used to run flour mills. That is the uses of windmill. Okay. So, for running the windmill, we require air. Okay. Then next uses of air, we can say that if we are flying the kite, for flying the kite and paper plane and gliders, parachutes, for all this air is required. Flying parachutes, kites, gliders, etc. For all these flying aeroplanes, for flying that aeroplane, we required presence of air. Okay, so that is the second use of air for flying parachute, kites, gliders, aeroplanes, etc. Okay, then air helps in the movement of yacht, boat, etc. Moving yacht, boat. Okay, for all these will be moved through the water with the help of this air. And the next use of air, we can say that birds can fly. These birds can fly because of air. Not only birds, or the flying organisms are flying because of the presence of air. Birds can fly because of the presence of air. Birds can fly by the presence of air. Only by the presence of air birds can fly. Okay. Then insects also, birds and insects will be flying with the help of air. Then another use we can say that for the dispersal of seeds, air is used for the dispersal of seeds. Dispersal means seeds will be present there in fruits and all. It has to be kept in different places, then only that seeds will grow in different places. If it is a fruit, that fruit should be present in all the different places. So for that, if it is falling below that tree, then all the plant will be there only. But it has to be spread all the places, all the other places. For that, dispersal is required, and some seeds are dispersed through with the help of air. Okay, and also air plays an important role in water cycle. And dispersal of seeds and pollen grains also. While pollen grains. While fertilization, during that time, that pollination time, that pollen grains from one flower will be transferred to the that will be transferred to the other flower's place, right? For that, wind also helps. So, pollination also, this pollen grains are traveling with the help of to a small distance, it will be taken away by the wind. And for the dispersal and pollen, for the transferring of pollen grains also, that wind is required. And for water cycle also, wind is required. Maintaining air plays an important role in water cycle. As air has water vapor, and the presence of water vapor is very important in the air for making that, completing that water cycle. Okay, these are the different uses of air. Once again, we can see that there is interdependence of, for the plants and animals in the case of oxygen and carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere. They depend each other for the completion of their requirements. Plants, while photosynthesis, give out oxygen and take in carbon dioxide, while animals for breathing, they will give out carbon dioxide and they will take up oxygen there. So, interdependence is there for them. And after that we have seen the different uses of air. There we have seen to rotate the windmill. Windmill is used to generate electricity and to run the flour mills, and flying parachute, aeroplanes, etc., and moving that yacht, boat, etc., for that presence of air is required. Then birds and insects can fly because of the presence of air, and the dispersal of seeds and transference of pollen grains for pollination also will be with the help of air there, and the presence of air is very important for the water cycle. Hope you understood this much. Thank you.